Corki or Ezreal. Top Esports have to make their mind up. Oh, the Zyra, they're just going to let them both go. Okay, very interesting on the part of Top Esports. And BLG, of course, their Renekton also additionally up. So all of these jungle options available. And so is the Ashe. Oh my goodness, it's a bit of a loaded draft. I wonder where everything's going to end up landing, because now if BLG want to, they've got options for 369 to counter out their Renekton. They can go towards the Cassandra if they so choose. They can go towards other nullifying picks. Corki still up, and of course the Ezreal, the two main ones. Other nullifying picks, like Senna as well. If JackeyLove wants to lean on that again. Misfortune is a strong lane bully.
Okay.
Into Ashe as well. Does make a lot of sense, so they don't want to yield too much down there in the bottom side, 80 to 80.
Yeah, I think maybe Leona rises in priority here for Top Esports to some extent to deny maybe some of that stop at the bullet time. But I'm also looking for a lot of follow-through, a lot of wombo combo setup for Top Esports.
Yeah, as am I. I mean, I do wonder what BLG's priority is going to be on this 3 here. Will it just be support into 2 bans? Do they feel like Wade's champion pool can't really be pinched too much? I feel like that's probably the better of the 2 poisons to pick here. I feel like Knight's going to have more than enough champions to deal with a Corki pick. But I'm not sure what BLG are going to prior one over the other.
Okay.
It will be that role in the end. So happy to, you know, deal with the 2 support, the 2 jungle bans rather, and now they get 2 support bans of their own. And I anticipate, like you said, one will be Leona, and then it seems like the first one at the very least be Poppy.
Maybe the Leona still is prio, but we'll see the exact setup. Because the Rel on the other side maybe thought BLG would go for that one. But it is the full support focus. And also towards 369, a little bit of respect from BLG. The Poppy band away, as well as the Alistar. And we're looking at the bot lane focus right now for Top Esports in the second ban phase, as it is the Zeri already going away. It might have been towards that mid lane. And now also trying to set up what they want to go for in whittling down this mid lane matchup.
Yeah, is it going to be... Are there any other AD carries? Smolder.
Yep,
Okay.
there you go. This is the insurance policy.
Just that one last insurance policy. So, I mean, I guess for Knight, you could go as deep down as something like a Jace if you wanted to, even into this kind of version of Corki. If you're digging for AD mids, I don't think it'll be too horrible into what he sees right now. But yeah, options are really his. Oh, Diana.
Okay.
Does that mean Yasuo is my question. I think the last time, off the top of my head, that they did do this Diana, it was actually with the Corki. I don't think it was with the Yasuo at all. So it's not like they necessarily lean or rely on that combo, but if you're looking for AD mids and you have Diana jungle, it's obviously the first one that comes to mind. And the hover's there.
Yeah.
The Win brothers both work very well.
All right. So, hey, they play the card out early. Game number 1. Why not set the tempo for the series itself? We get the Yasuo Diana for Wei and Knight. We did get the Leona and the Cassante for Meiko and 369 respectively on the other side.
Yep, nullifying pick in the top side for 369. And non-committal engage through Solar Flare. Top side. Top Esports' draft really well rounded out right now. They've got good front line, they've got good front to back, good strong team fighting elements. And good ways to disengage some of the full-blown shotgun comp that BLG are running right now. And yeah, it's going to be a lot about man-marking this Diana, making sure Diana's not getting these massive moonfalls off, and of course setting up Knight for the last breath with the Yasuo combo. So it's really going to be a big game of cat and mouse, Mazel, especially in this early game, to ensure that we're not seeing these massive Diana ults. And then it's all about the side lane pressure. Beyond that, what Bin is going to be able to achieve on the Renekton, and how he's going to be able to find his way in. And then, of course, those Ashe arrows once they come online at that level 6, particularly.
It's so funny going into game 1 that we have a little bit of a different approach from both these teams. BLG going to be the ones with all eyes on them, the go forward buttons, everything they can ask for if they get those early advantages, just to snowball into Top Esports. But Top Esports, they've gone with something of a peel composition, something where they can follow through with a little bit of damage if you overextend and take advantage of BLG. We saw them do that against LNG. We'll see if it works here against BLG, a different opponent, somebody who has had their number in the past. You look back to spring and those 2 best of 5s, they hurt for Top Esports. And we're getting into game 1 of our upper bracket finals. It's going to be a lot of fun, and we got our world's ticket on the line. It's Top Esports versus BLG. that was way too close. I love everybody's hiding their face because it was terrifying. No, in all actuality, getting away from the cameras. Love to hear some of the Gios coming out early, but no early shenanigans afoot just yet. Some vision clearing, though, from BLG.
Yeah, BLG is trying to find any information they can. And they got one ward off on the blue, and it's answered by JackeyLove. So, blue buff's warded, Mazel.
Ooh, Forest Strike, Corky?
Oh, I mean, into a melee matchup, especially like Yasuo. Yasuo is going to be dashing in and out so frequently. Just farm the gold. Farm the little bit of trade damage as well. All makes sense. BLG, though, going for a late invade. And I mean, Ashe does make a lot of sense. Very hard to get away from if the autos start coming down. And this is very interesting because Wei's going to start these Raptors. Tian's on the Wolves, but it looks like Tian's going to be pathing up, given where his plants are and where he's walking right now. So, no real
That's a hell of a
guarantee.
read. I mean,
Yeah, there's no real guarantee here, Mazel, that Top Esports actually know that that invade has happened. I didn't see any pings.
Oh. A
Oh,
little bit of flash movement there from JackeyLove. Going to get a nice trade after the level 1 entrance by On, as he does get sub 200 health there. That's a really, really nice move from Top Esports, just to make sure they can get a little bit of advantage in bot lane.
Yep, very, very nice. And now it's JackeyLove without flash and only cleanse. Meiko is posturing very aggressively. They're going to hit level 2 first.
There's the crash down to try to get away. On does buffer it very nicely. Out steps up to do a little bit of damage back to JackeyLove there. We are getting a wraparound. Wei started on bot side. He's got the gank. Meiko stepped up maybe a little bit too far. This could just go first blood. He's going to go through. He has the reset there as he can't get the damage follow through from Elkin on. BLG's first attempts go a little bit wide. Tian is bolting down this way to try to save this or maybe turn it around.
Try to, but I mean, damage is kind of already done. Maybe with a good placed combo.
They get the flash. Elka's in trouble. The roots are coming down, but they have turned on to JackeyLove. He has no exit. First blood goes over to Wei. He might get traded back right down. Tian goes for the flash into the bush, gets one back, but now it's a 2-for-1 in favor of BLG. Elka's getting out with a flash, does get the burn on it, but he's not going down just yet. Tian, he might just die on. BLG are taking advantage, but no, the plants, they make the difference, and we're evened up here 2-2, 3 minutes in.
All right, big crazy skirmish in the bottom side, 2 for 2. And the kill credits both go to Tian on the Top Esports side, but one goes to Elk and one goes to Wei. Tian really needed that for his jungle matchup 1-1, by the way. Only has one quadrant of jungle. And of course, his bot side's gone. See if he can recover some of the XP, but the gold at the very least made up. As we'll continue to track how those kills actually impact this bottom side 2v2. I'd say overall, it's probably alright, I think, for BLG, because they're going to look to continue to smash this bottom side of ganks. And of course, JackeyLove's still flashless for a good couple of minutes, but support's both going on to ADs. Wei able to actually get in on top of JackeyLove, though, and that's the difference between the two junglers in this exchange. Wei goes down, Elk tries his luck, flashes away, but a plant,
Ooh.
I wanted to say, actually,
the
did
flash
pick him up
out
on the end. Yeah. Did in the end. Is just on biting off a little bit more than he could chew off. Thought he had the damage, did not, and the plants finish him off as well.
Yeah. We got the flash out of Ben in that picture-in-picture in the top lane matchup. Might end up revisiting that one as Tian had gone up that way. We do have our first dragon spawning on the side. Wei is going to take another rotation of Tian's jungle down here, and that is brutal. He is choking out a Zyra, which I don't feel like we've seen at all here recently.
No, it feels like Zyras often just go relatively unpunished in the early game, right? You don't get to catch her on camps because the camps are already gone. So this is a real nice boon of XP. Second rotation Raptors, second rotation Krugs in particular. Ding him over to level 5 almost. No, in fact it will. And he's going to be very, very comfy. Could even look for a dive with no summoner spells, but from full HP, I think it's a bit audacious. We'll just step away.
Will be on vision as he leaves, so Tian will get the unfortunate info that he does not have a bot lane to return down to, as Dragon will be started up by BLG to take advantage of this early pacing. And this is really nice to see from BLG, because it was Top Esports we were going to be asking all the questions to. Where do you want to put the pressure? How do you want to push BLG? But it's BLG that are striking first here.
Absolutely, they are striking first. Tian was going to go for the cross map there, at least get the chickens. Steps over a ward, decides against theirs on.
Oh, he sees the angle for the double. He's going to go on to JackeyLove, though. Elk needs to be a little careful because the CC chain's coming right back for him. Clen's going to be burned there. Meanwhile, we had another gank towards topside. Tian has found the angle a bit. Remember, he doesn't have his flash. He does still have Dominus, but still just using his slice and dice to get out under turret.
Yeah, 369 there was just 1 minion short of level 6. I wonder how the gank would have looked with all out available, but Wei's now here. Has mid lane prio, doesn't have top side prio.
Yeah, he's going to have to clear that wave and try to get over here. This is going to be a big moment to take a little bit of early tempo back for top esports, as they will just move over, use some of that prio to take this objective and do the counter to the dragon on the other side that BLG had taken earlier.
Yep, not bad. 3 grubs.
The purple version.
The purple version of the rocks in the bottom side. But yeah, that will be traded out 1-to-1, like you mentioned. For BLG, though, you have to remember, a lot of early proactivity, which is good on their part. It's only now that Wei hits level 6. This is actually where you would normally expect the kind of composition that BLG are running to look for this proactivity, or this level of proactivity. As Tian seems like he's just helping Creme shove out, get a free reset. So now is the time really where you'll expect to see Wei really hover around this mid lane, really try and punish Creme, or for Knight to start hovering around him as here you go, trades begin.
I will say, congratulations to Tian. He has had his first chicken nuggets of this game. He finally got his Raptors. Enchanted Cruzeiro used, and as soon as JackeyLove gets both the Summoner spells, they are gone again, but they might turn it into something here. On's going low, On's going down, and Meiko's bird from his Ignite takes him. Now Creme gonna find the damage onto Wei. He did use the Lunar Rush Moonfall combo. There you go. Last breath from BLG. The combos might not be enough. He does get the one back, but it is still heavily trading in favor of top esports, as now they are surrounding. You can't dash through the roots, Knight. And the big Zenith Blade will secure Tian the kill. Top esports have now turned everything around.
Yeah, despite the overall farm discrepancy that Tian finds himself in, he's been the beneficiary of a lot of these kills. 3-1, 3-0-1 rather. And even though the initial combat, I mean, it felt kind of telegraphed as Wei was walking away. He was angling it on the retreat, gets the flash ult. It looks really, really pretty. But unfortunately, already lost a lot of HP from having to dash through as he does.
Creme like does a lot of damage.
Yeah, he does this early on. Combo's good though. You can see how much upfront burst damage is available between Knight and between Wei. But then unfortunately, like you mentioned, Knight tries to dash through, maybe dodging out on those routes, gets clipped by them anyway. And that Zenith Blade from Meiko just assures that he gets himself that assist credit, and Tian gets another kill.
And Wei's just got to be sitting there like, I did everything in the early game. The man still got his item before me. And now the injury is completed for Tian. While we look at Meiko making a move on top side, Bin had no idea. He had no vision. Meiko doesn't have his Solar Flare and will miss the Zenith Blade. They do not have an angle, but they're going to keep pushing up this top side. They've already brought JackeyLove up here.
Yeah, want the plates, want the swap out. Got 3 grubs, don't forget. So, Tower will melt. Not quite as fast as 6, but enough so that it will actually just about be the difference in themselves getting a plate. Bin just looking to clear the wave now. Knows he can in relative safety. Does just that. BLG starting to rotate up now, so top esports might want to take a bit of a chill pill.
All right. BLG look like they want to go for it. Tian has a massive level advantage here over On. He's just going to take it. Wei is looking for the angle, and JackeyLove does use the Lunar Rush with the Moonfall combo, and there you go. Wei is able to take down JackeyLove. JackeyLove did get one back, though. Now Tian going to get flashed on by Bin. Knight is around the corner, going to dash through as well. Going to try to find it, but Bin is under turret, taking him down. Gets the shutdown over from Tian, but then gets locked out under turret, and Meiko cleans him up.
Hey, I think Bin will be happy with that. It's 500 gold. 200 gold shutdown was available on Tian. Take that 1-for-1 any day of the week. As 369 now has a little bit of free time down here. There is no one to cover this from the side of BLG. Everyone is committed to the top side. There's no teleport from Bin, so that's going to be, I would imagine, 3 whole plates. That's and huge. A lot of waves missed on that bottom side from Top Esports, or
JackeyLove.
from BLG.
Oh, JackeyLove. Oh, you're in so much trouble, my friend. You had no idea. Everything used onto him. He's so CC'd, and he cannot strut his stuff as On will claim the kill. And here our supports are reigning supreme.
Hey, man, look. On worked really hard for that flank, right? He needed that to feed
I need to
the
catch up with
back
Meiko.
home.
Come on, like I'm trying to represent this 2v2 right now. You're making me look like a fool.
Yeah, I mean, hey, actually, speaking of catching up with Meiko, he isn't level 6 right now as these grubs are spawning up, but I wonder how strong a contest will actually be. The answer seems to be kind of half-hearted, but they are here in the area.
Half-hearted. As now we'll see. On the Ezra. Oh, actually, let's just go for the move ball. Okay, why not go for the fight? As they already take down Tian, he didn't have a chance to use anything. He didn't even have Stranglethorn back up. Bullet Time going to separate the fight a little bit here, and Top Esports trying to take advantage of it. As they move over onto On, he will mount up, but gets shot in the back by a rocket. It will be 4 grubs secured by Top Esports, so they will get the Might spawn as well.
Yeah, wait. I don't think he had Smite for the second grub. So, Top Esports did sneak away 1 in that exchange. Despite that, though, I'd say for Top Esports, or rather for BLG, they're okay with that exchange. And you're just going to continue to see them force these plays, Mazel, right? Whenever Wei has ultimate, they're going to try and make sure Knight's in the area. And they're going to continue to try and use this combination to find as many members as possible. On to then pile in during that CC, right? To get the additional layer of lockdown. And that should be the relative bread and butter of how a lot of these team fights go for BLG. I do wonder how they're going to start to utilize Elk with these arrows, though. Whether or not they're going to try and look for more of these picks in isolation.
I absolutely think so. I think once they start combining together, it's going to be really hard to get away from those combos. But Top Esports have drafted tools for that, right? They have the Strangleton, they have some peel back tools. And if you're going all in, you're all in one spot. They have the bullet time to try to layer it on top. So Knight's wind walls are going to be so crucial in these fights. And it's these little things that are going to make the difference in a lot of these. And exactly what we would expect for 2 of our top teams going toe-to-toe here. But there isn't going to be any big fight over any objective here, as the second dragon did get secured by BLG here recently. There is the Rift Herald and about a minute on the other side. But Top Esports, they're the ones trying to clear out some of the vision on this bot side of the map.
Yeah, exactly. And I've spoken a lot about how BLG's composition is going to work, and I think it's just easier to talk about because, of course, of the level of proactivity that you would anticipate to come out from a comp like this. I think for Top Esports, there's not really much to talk about. It's realistically, as we've kind of spoken about time and time again, for this team, that reactive style of play to potentially come out. And it's really kind of just like, you know, you're an athlete, you're playing football, let's say, first one to come to mind, and you're just doing defensive drills over and over again at the training ground. That is going to be a lot of this game, just seeing how you can actually break apart these combos from BLG, deny them from even happening in the first place.
And there will be a point where that switch turns on. Maybe not on the other side for BLG, because as soon as Meiko feels like the team is strong enough to follow through on a big engage, he's going to be looking for those very aggressive solar flares. We'll see when that timing comes up, but right now the timing is all about the Rift Herald that Top Esports are already moving to.
Yeah, Herald's up, Top Esports here. Knight does have teleport. BLG are second to the play. If they really want to force a play, Knight will pop his TP, and they'll look for a combo. But they do know that he's probably down there by himself, given lane assignments. And they could just take the tower trade now. Be happy with it. I don't think 369 had teleport. No, he doesn't. So it'll be a tower trade for Herald. And that's more or less kind of an even trade when you think about it, because the Herald normally will net you 1 tower in the extended. Knight even going to have so much free time. Nope. If he wanted to. After the fact, he can get those crux.
7 plates to 0 in favor of top.
Yeah. Love the focus.
Hey, but they get first from you know.
Yeah, they get first turret. So, you know, swings around the bouts, and BLG's focus overall was a lot more about, you know, finding actual skirmishes. And it did mean that their lane assignments sometimes kind of left to the wayside, right? Waves had to be left unattended, and Top Esports were happy to lap that up. Especially that bot play where 369 got like 3 plates. Whilst the second set of grubs, I want to say it was up. So, to be expected.
Now, Jamada. It has crossed 15 minutes. Top Esports, they were down by 400 gold. It's measly. It's nothing, right? It's nothing. But you look at that win percentage. They didn't have a lead. It's not that 96% that we're looking at right now. Just little things, little things.
Yeah. You know, I had this
Results-based analysis, man.
Look, so it's funny because I had this exact discussion with Munch.
Oh. The other M.
With Munch last week, the other M. Because Top Esports had like a really nominal gold lead, as kind of smart here from BLG that they let the tower drop because they know no one's there to collect the local gold. As JackeyLove will have to lose cleanse.
He's got some dueling power there. Not too bad early on the Blade of the Rune King spike. I think they actually want to go back on it. You want to continue your story?
Yeah. We decided to stick to it, right? As oh, great wind wall. Knight doesn't want us to continue to the statistics talk.
I love the dueling fates of Meiko versus On, just roaming around the map, so close to each other, but knowing to be enemies, but yet so close in the same goals. Trying to find influence on the map here as Top Esports collapse. So are BLG with a response. The turret's going to fall. Meiko goes for the engage. Last breath, not going through just yet. Stranglethorn going to be used. There you go. They're trying to get Tian. He's going down, though. It's already, though, Top Esports getting the damage back on a BLG. Wei goes back in. Elk is around the corner. He goes flash for it. He's on Creme. He's trying to get the damage down, but Creme does so much. He's finally going to fall, and here comes 369. He just rolled those dice, and they just came up all nines, baby. A double kill for Top Esports top laner.
A 4 for 2 in the exchange for Top Esports. They get the tower as well. It's what they were aiming for. And BLG just a little bit too slow to the punch, and Meiko can't be stopped in diving Knight initially. Really, really good play for Top Esports all in all. They get multiple kills onto core carry members. Let's take a look back at this replay, and Meiko, the Zenith Blade is still buffed through. Look at this from Wei though. Very patient, waiting for the CC on top of Knight to come through before he pulls off that ultimate. Does enable them to pick up this 1-kill trade, but even then, it's just so lopsided in terms of how much AoE damage came out from Tian and from Creme that it's just wholly Top Esports favored. Elk's flash forward was a little bit audacious to say the least, and once 369's there, it just seals the deal.
And I said it from draft, but BLG, this composition, they have all those go buttons, but they very much want to be in an advantageous position. They are not anymore. They are down. I mean, you have 2 items on Creme. You have a dragon fight coming up that you're trying to force here, but Top Esports are swarming you.
It's a fight on 2 fronts as well. Wei and Knight are together though. They have their ultimates up. So keep your eyes on Wei, no flash.
All right, let's see if Tian can muster up the MVP performances. Enchanted Crystal Arrow goes in. It's smote away by Wei, as now he goes in for the Moonfall. Bullet time over top, though. It's going to take down Knight. And now Top Esports have a front to fight on, and they only lose Meiko for it. They get a triple kill for Creme. And guess who's stepping up when he's needed most? Against that golden left hand. Against the legacy that BLG has. It's the newbie on the block in the mid lane.
Legacies, kings, what are those again? Creme very happily stomping his authority in this game, in this team fight, in this matchup. And Top Esports, this is a very slippery slope for BLG. If you have a comp like this, you start losing fights, it usually just gets worse and worse. Top Esports taking full reins in this game. 1 tower in the mid lane, another tower likely to fall down here. This is the tier 2 on the side lane, don't mind. You, of course, so extra gold as On. Shouldn't be there, buddy. Drops, gives Tian another kill.
Little cry puppy. But the thing is, BLG have played their hand. Top Esports is literally sitting there at the table, watching them play and knowing exactly what they need to go for, and they just take advantage of it.
Yep, and unfortunately, it looked like Knight was rooted by Zyra, and then not only was he rooted, so he can't ultimate, he then gets all in to a bullet time. He quite literally could not play that team fight, as the rest of Esports kind of just kill what's in front of them. There's not much to break down in that team fight, all in all. As the gold lead has ballooned to a very comfortable 4,500 for Top Esports, as, well, Bin presses
Bin was a little scared,
Yeah.
Getting the jitters out. Making sure he's okay. 369 won't find the stop on tonight, but this is a BLG that's reeling a little bit. They've gotten 3 dragons in a row. They have that going for them, and that is huge. It is a Cloud Soul, so maybe not the biggest boon, but it is something to play through. But we've seen them try to pull their combo off, and it hasn't worked a couple times now. How do they find that to actually get the kills?
I mean, I think the problem is, Mazel, is that this is a try again composition, right? Like, there is only one mode to this comp. It can't play kite, it can't really go backwards, and the problem also lies in the fact that Top Esports' draft doesn't really need to commit bodies into plays, right? You know, there's a lot of range there, and I think that, again, just spells another issue for BLG that results in the answer if they just have to keep on going forward.
Elk playing bravely in front of 369. They're on, might have got out there. In a little bit of trouble. Let's have pressure from way on the other side to stop Top Esports from moving in. And you have to start thinking now. I mean, you're still a little bit off 2 items for some of the members of BLG. I feel like 3 items is really where you have a little bit more say in some of these fights in the individual level. But you're going to be reaching those break points a little bit quicker for Top Esports.
Yeah, a lot quicker. But it is good that you bring it up, because across the board, despite the gold difference, at this moment in time, once Wei actually picks up that Zhonya's, which he does right now, IM completions 1-to-1. It's not looking too bad, you know. In all of the roles where it matters, basically not support, so don't look at On's items. They're all even for the time being. So the time is not completely finished yet for BLG. Again, it's actually about Wei finding, you know, key members in his ultimate. The 3 squishies, right? Tian, Creme, and JackeyLove. That's the priority. And if they can find that, and Knight can get a good last breath, and then On is close enough to follow up, things could look good for them.
Yeah, I just feel like if you know that Tian has his Zanya's up, there's no way you can take him down. He will just absolutely melt you. So now you're limited to a couple less targets here and trying to find exactly the connection you can. And Elk is going to be a big part of that. The Enchanted Crystal Arrows are super important here. The BLG, you begin to see a little bit of pressure on the map now that they have Dragon coming up in about a minute. TES are just full on forcing vision around this side of the map.
Yeah, as they should be. They don't want this soul to go over to BLG. Again, not the most powerful, but you don't want to give those stats over. I think an Elder Dragon this early on, like, you know, sub 30 minutes into a game would really make a game like this volatile if Top Esports can't close out as well. So denial is very, very crucial.
You can tell
BLG can't gain any ground.
They're just looking for something. They're looking for like the merest of oversteps here to try to capitalize on. They haven't been able to find it just yet, and that's how their composition functions.
Look at this positioning from Top Esports though, right? It's almost like a football formation. They've got all the carries spread out far enough away from each other that more often than not they shouldn't all get caught by a Dynacom, and then the frontliners just buying space for them to actually pick up the wave.
Bin has a flank. He is spotted though.
Yep.
We'll go back and tussle for mid lane prio, because why not? 369 is going to be charging up the Q3 here. Oh no, the PLG, you have to go. You have to do something. Top Esports. Oh, they get the big last breath, but it's on top of the Stranglethorn. And Wei, he's going into the backline, but he's going down, and they haven't found a single return kill yet. Top Esports, they have trounced BLG at every step of the game, and it's off the back of Creme's wonderful performance on this Corki. 7-2-7. The team has formed, and they have just struck the first blow on a BLG.
Could very well see game end here. It's only 2 members up and 15 seconds or more for everyone else on BLG.
Try to get the turrets. They get one last engage here. They want kills, though. They want blood. They smell it, though. Elk able to fight a little bit back. The turret's starting to get back at Top Esports. They go for the kill on instead of ending the game, but they have done the damage. The tale has been told, and now TP on the back. TP. A desperation moment for BLG as Knight has no setup, nobody there to help him. Although he has the Enchanted Crystal Arrow from Elk, he gets the unstoppable move from 369, and he's out of there.
Yeah, really unfortunate. Creme's death just elongates this game a moment longer, and it's actually, don't forget, the Dragon wasn't picked up, right? Top Esports were very committed to that end, so Cloud Soul, whilst we're in this replay, will be picked up. A look at this again, though, because Zenith Blade connects onto On, big rocket as well, and then the bullet time. I mean, Elk can't play the game. And Wei, it's just a little late, you know? Like, by a fraction of a second, mind you, but he walks forward, rocket belts. He just doesn't feel like he's actually got the angle. When he does, I don't think it would have made the difference here in this specific instance, so far behind now, but it just feels like salt in the wound. As 4 go down for none. And BLG, as we come out this replay, do have salt. Like we said, Baron is still up. And there is still room for error on the side of Top Esports, though for the last 10 minutes or so, it feels like there's been very little.
Yeah, it feels like they can do no wrong, but we know they can. We've seen it in their track record, even though it's been mostly dominant. Something I found really interesting coming into this one is that BLG had 6 of their 8 series go to 3 games in the Ascend group. Meanwhile, Top Esports had 6 of their 8 go to 2 zeros in their Ascend group. So a little bit different in the track record for both these two teams. But a little bit of early domination maybe leaning towards the way of Top Esports here, as we have seen in this monumentous run they've had. 8 series wins in a row. Try to wrestle off against BLG.
Long streak there. Top Esports looking to set the record straight.
Oh, BLG, I think you might have overextended here a little bit. He's going to try to chase him down. Luckily, Elk can kite his way away. Here comes the re-engage, though. Maybe coveted from On. Not going to pull the trigger on that one as Top Esports move right back. The Baron is up, and BLG, they don't really want to let this go. This might just be the nail in the coffin.
If Knight was there, man, that was the fattest tech / forward. As yeah, like you say, that TP ward is there. I don't know if it's really going to be pulled. Actually, there is no TPs from BLG, so doesn't matter for the time being. As long as Top Esports don't get complacent and don't eat a really big wombo combo, which they've been able to do a very good job of denying all throughout this game. This Baron should be an easy takedown, but they've been very hesitant and apprehensive. That's going to end now, and they are starting this up. But again, they're just very patient, Mazel. They don't want to give BLG the opportunity.
Bin's got a flank over here, but On's already going to die all out, coming through from 369. Look at the wombo. There's the last breath combo to Tian, but he went golden. That's exactly what we talked about. He could just sit there, and all BLG can do is watch as their health bars burn. Top Esports have already eliminated 3 out of the 5 members of BLG, and now they push for the pace.
Yep, should be game number 1 going over to Top Esports. It's been a very, very dominant game, Mazel. BLG came out with something a bit spicy, but they're looking to end here.
See, it happens once again, but there's a super minion this time around. Bin does get the kill back at least, though, with the help of Elk, but it's on to the Nexus. JackeyLove, he wants to put the hurt on Elk, but he needs to turn around and just auto-attack the Nexus. As game 1 finally, unceremoniously comes to an end. It's Top Esports that dominated for the majority of it, and now BLG need answers.
BLG need answers, and they need them fast, because that game could have been over 5 minutes ago for them. And I mean, look, I said if there's ever a game to throw a curveball, it's game 1.
Absolutely.
They go to Diana, all right? They had many other options. Don't forget, the Brand was open. They could have very easily gone something like Brand and a bit of a Brand classic of Knights inside of the Jace. I'm sorry, had to do it. And they could have just played a safer game, but they opted for this. They opted for the shotgun comp. Didn't work out. Now they've got to reevaluate. They will be able to move over to blue side. I'd expect, right? That's how it normally goes here in the playoffs. Loser gets side select. We'll see how things move for game number 2.
We're going to step away for a little break. We'll be back for that game number 2 right after this.